gonna roll the dice. I'm gonna start off. See what your numbers are. Okay. 6, 1, 5, 5, 5, 3. Now 6, 1, 5, 5, 5, and 3. The 555s are very significant for change. Being 3 of them. In numerology, you add those together as 15, and it breaks down to 6, which is awesome because that's about family. Love, romance, you know, abundance. It's a Wheel of Fortune card. So that's you. So we're gonna go ahead and pull some oracles first, just some messages to get you started. Let's see. It says, love yourself as much as you love yourself as much as you want your soulmate to love you. So with the Wheel of Fortune and this card, it seems like there's been a lot of self-love, a lot of healing, internal work, breakthroughs. So that's a good thing. Dream and journey. And since you've done a lot of self-healing and self-love, basically, you know, dream and journey is basically you've been doing the work to pursue your dreams, whatever that dream is, that goal, you're manifesting that, and you go by the beat of your own drum. So you've been isolated for some time, working on that and not settling for, you know, mediocrity. Pull one more for you. Just gonna slide off there. Trust and thrive. And you know, with the stag, with the horns, you know, it's a strong but gentle creature. So even though you're gentle on the inside, you've been very strong and persevering. So this is just your spirit guides letting you know, trust the process, and they're very proud of you. So just keep on striving for that. Number 5 again with La Rosa, the rose. Pull a couple from here. Okay. Alcatrine, number 4. Take 5. Other instruments. Other instrument. Okay. I have to clarify those. Take the small ones. Okay, I'm going to come out two. Now we got it's La Rosa, the number 5, a rose. El Cachín is number 4. Then we have El Baracho, and that's number 7. It was in the reverse. We have 17, which would be 8. El Banda, I'm sorry, Bandolon, Bandolin, an instrument, and El Violoncello, I can't even say it, Violoncello, a violin, that's number 9. And then we have at the bottom, with the small ones, is the pine. And the scorpion, number 4, I'm sorry, and this one is number 49. 20 for El Paso Parrot, I'm just gonna say it in English. And then a canoe. And then the last one is a pine again. Well, I can tell you this much. You know, with the instruments coming through, you might be a musician, or you sing, because there's just you know, the parrot, I go off the visuals, and he's singing, and you know, so was the drum coming through with the beat of your own drum. A lot of alone me time, which is great, because what started off as a rose, and you know, rose has thorns, but a rose is very subjective. So basically, you know, even though it's protecting this very delicate flower, you know, the thorns can only sustain so much protection for this rose. It just wilts and dies, where that was you before the energy, and this is you now, because it starts and ends with the pine. So basically, this is who you blossomed into. It has sustainability. You know, it's way more durable and, you know, reliable, and it gives off oxygen. It gives knowledge. You know, it's full of sustenance. So I love that coming through. With the El Cachín, I don't know what that means in Spanish, but just the isolation of just the confidence. And right by it, this was actually reversed. So possibly a drinking problem in the past, or just partying, or not making the best choices. But you know, now with the Scorpion card, it's like very protective energy of self. You know, with the parrot singing by himself, this lady going in the canoe by herself, and then the pine right after. This is a very protective energy. And the instruments, you know, like the bandolin, things that are musical are very organized, orchestrated. So I think that you've had a lot of planning, and that's where the confidence comes from. And that's where the growth has come from for the rose to the pine. You know, and I think those lovely cards tells a really good story. So the numbers again are 41, 4, 25, 17, 18, 49, 40, 20, and 49 again. And let me just get some words of advice for you before I pull out the deck. And fly out. Maybe we'll read them together. This one's to come out. Not all of it. I'll take one more. There we go. You ready? Okay. Oh. I wasn't ready. We have love spell, teamwork. They like to shoot first. Woke and phone sex. Webcam girl. So I I don't know exactly. I feel like there's someone that you've met or you're going to meet that you'll be in a partnership with, and they have a very adoring voice. Possibly someone that is webcam girl ready. They like to shoot first, so they're going to be very aggressive. They're going to come at you, or they've already come at you, and they're going to wake you up out of your sleep. It's going to be very exciting, looks like, because like a love spell. It's like you'll be infatuated with this person, or you're already infatuated with them. So that's something to look forward to with the Wheel of Fortune. And you know what comes with self-love is always someone else loving you. So that's seeming like it's coming soon. I have a feeling, especially with the 6 coming up first, and all the 5s that are coming through for change. Something's in the wind, blowing and brewing for you. So let's get some signs and see what we can get. Okay. Says a fiery climax. What did I tell you? Full moon in Aries, possible fire sign, either you or the person that's coming to you or that has already approached you. And then an Aries, strong energy for Aries because of passion. So a fiery climax approaches, full moon in Aries. Definitely love is approaching you. Very equal yoked partnership with that. Let's get 2 more. All right. You are good enough, full moon in Virgo. Yeah, so this is just reminding you that, you know, though you've done your work, self-love is always key. It never stops. I mean, so basically you always have to improve yourself day by day, minute by minute, second by second. So always know that you're good enough. Don't retract to like, or you know, go back to old ways of not thinking you're good enough because of past things. You've worked really hard to get to the point where you're confident in who you are, and you don't care to change anything that you don't feel is needed for the next person, only for yourself, and you know the reality of it. So just reminding you that you are good enough, and to remind yourself every day as well. Next one is nothing is yet set in stone. Mutable moon. So basically you are the manifester of your dreams. You're the manifester of your own universe. So even though we have a love offer coming in, it is up to you to take it or not. Or if you're in that situation, just be realistic about the give and take in that, and see, you know, what doesn't serve you, leave it alone, and what can serve each other, you know, take it for what it is. So I said I was going to take 1, but 2 came out, so I'll take 1 more. And that is Neptune, the number 3. And then I'm going to take fire. Oh, there you go. The last one on the deck, fire. So strong fire, that would be Leo, Sagittarius, and also Aries. And the number 5 is coming through again, 2 and 3, 23, broken down as 5. And for Neptune, I'm going to read you this one. It's the number 21, breaks down to 3, which is the completion of a cycle. So this kind of tells me with the 3s coming through at the end of your dice as well, you have come to an end of a cycle. You're ready to start a new one. So for Neptune, let me read what you have because I'm not familiar with this one. Neptune is associated with Roman god Neptune, who is the ruler of the fresh salt water of the earth. Neptune is a complex planet governing diverse human drives such as imagination, compassion, psychic experiences. Bundled with those ideas are issues of sacrifice and obligation. Balancing between giving and resentment can feature large with this card. Yeah, so it's just like, if you see, he's emerging from something. So if you see, she's basically like, she's fiery, a little shy, but she's like backing away from something. This is emerging. So even with its fire, you know, fire also can be put out by water, you know, and also compelled to, you know, be stronger. So Neptune is about balance. So with all the passion that's coming through, creativity, possibly music that you're into, basically this is you emerging from being resentment, and try not to, you know, be triggered by certain things, because even though people can trigger us, we have to be in charge of our ability to decipher what can trigger us or not. So this is you emerging from that place, and always remember to you know, you don't want to have to re-emerge and have another tower moment. So it is all about balance. All right, so now I'm going to pull these cards to clarify the world. Let's see what's going on here. So we're going to start off with the Light Seers deck. I really do like it a lot. Let's see. Right. Now, this Wheel of Fortune. Let's see. What do you need to know? Who are you? Or who do you think you are? Who do you think you are? What do you think of yourself? Universe, ancestors, spirit guide. Let's see what they think of themselves. Okay. Eight of Pentacles. So you're a planner. You're a person that's goal-oriented. Someone that likes to seek knowledge, planning. You know, and just know that even when you stick to any plan, there's unforeseen things that can happen. So, but this is a good card for you. The number 8 is infinity. So it is a student, a teacher of life is what it gives me intuitively. So this is who you think you are. Now, what do others think of you? Let's see what others think of you. Okay. The Fool. And don't take it as like a fool, but a person that's thirsty for knowledge, thirsty for life, possibly just very fun to be around. Energetically, I just think like, you know, all work and some play. So sometimes it's not that at all. But people look at you as not taking things very seriously, maybe. And that's not the case, because if it was before, it isn't now. So you're willing to dive into things and try new things. Okay. And who are you truly? Okay, let's clarify that one. In the reverse, so I might take it back depending on the next card. Okay. Trying to, let's see. Oh. Let's clarify the eclipse. more. Okay. Ooh, fell out. Okay. Well, that makes sense. So, you've got the first two, who you think you are, how others see you, and this is who you really are. So with the Eight of Cups in the reverse, right by the Chariot, Temperance, and the King of Wands, you are a person that has faced adversity, has walked away from a lot of things that haven't served you. So I'm just seeing possible addictions, but just toxic traits, toxic people, toxic things, and you've walked away from them indefinitely, and you have pursued something that is way more serving of you in your life now, full throttle, with the Chariot card. You found a balance of life that you didn't have before, and temperance. So, with the passion and the fire, it tells me that maybe possibly containing a temper, or just handling things a lot better, and facing them head on without getting aggressive, or having conflict. And then this person is who you are today, which is you're also these people, even in the before, in the past, but they're versions of you, and this is who you stand, more strong than the beast behind, but just kind and gentle, and not physically as strong, but mentally, with all the knowledge that you seek, and with the fire always being the little torch up top. So in this picture, that's why I love this deck. It's so beautiful. Just a very natural strength, from a confidence that's from within, opposed to what might have been displayed in the past. So it's a lovely card. And let me just see, who are you meant to be? Future. So this is who you are now. Let's get some cards for the Wheel of Fortune. It doesn't necessarily just mean abundance and finances. Sorry. It definitely means abundance in the ways of love, and not just worldly things, in the spiritual realm, which is way more important than anything that we have materialistically. The only way we can actually enjoy those things is if we have a good mental and spiritual state. So let's clarify the Wheel of Fortune and what to look forward to. Who are you meant to be? A lot of good business vibes from this, even though I said, oh, okay, we're just gonna take these ones. They all flipped out. I'm gonna take them. Oh gosh, I'm just going crazy. All right. The phone keeps dropping. All right, there you go. Alright, so that is, oh, look at that, where you're meant to be. Oh, look at that. Okay. So, this way. So this is Three of Swords, Temperance, the Lovers, and Ten of Cups. Well, you're most definitely supposed to be, in a very loving home, which is amazing, because it looks like there's been a lot of heartbreak before, and it had a lot to do with why the temperance. So basically the balance was needed. I would want to say intuitively, possibly from upbringing, seeing toxic traits in family circles. I haven't seen any family come in, but that's kind of why I think it's that. It's not really touching it really too much. But the fact is, the Lover's card, you are meant to be a worthy person in a soul partnership, and a leader of a family, and based on your experiences of devastation, and balancing and working through them as an adult, or healing. This is going to give you what you've dreamt of, the passion and fire. So the passion, people don't understand, it's, it ignites anger as well, and creativity and sexual tension, and so it could be anything. So in this way, it's reversed from possible temper, anger problems, issues, toxicity, to, other ways of romance and, love and passion and, sexual passion too. So that's a good, this is who you're meant to be. You're meant to be in a committed or loving relationship. And if anything hasn't worked out in the past, you're meant in this time to start something anew. So the Wheel of Fortune, it's just all good signs. So let's see, one more for the road. What's some advice we can give pile threes? Okay, take two more for that. Tower. Okay. Top of the deck, Hierophant. Bottom of the deck, oh, Nine of Swords. Okay, so basically the advice is, now, do not recreate patterns for yourself that you've broken. So the advice is basically don't go backwards. With the Five of Swords right next to the Tower and the Two of Pentacles, which is about either juggling or balancing. Whatever you had to juggle before, you want to be able to balance nicely. So don't be so much in your head with the Five of Swords that you go back and have tower moments. Tower moments are to stop cycles. You'll continue to have them in devastating events, or going into addictions, or going back, and that could be people, places, things, drugs, alcohol, food, anything. So once you break that cycle, you won't have those tower moments anymore. So it's telling you, don't worry so much about the tower moments. Don't be in your head so much. Just always make sure, like karma, the balance of life, balance everything nicely. Balance your mood, your attitude, your thinking, your heart, your love, everything in life. And give what you take what you give. So because on the downside is at one moment the Nine of Swords. So just loss, devastation. But here is the Hierophant in all its glory on the top of the deck. So use your intuition, decipher what you need to decipher when it comes to people, places, things, and opportunities. Because at the top is overall, and that's the Wheel of Fortune. So you have the ability to manifest anything. You're on top of that wheel. The wheels are turning to a new chapter. And, the Ten of Cups is what you're looking at. Abundance, life, love, romance, finances, career. So that's that. Let me just give you one thing to leave that thought with. I think we're gonna take let's see these ones. Some messages for the day for you. Okay, ones come out. Self-forgiveness. I'll read them to you after. I'll take a couple of these ones. Ooh, listening. All right, one more. Okay, happiness and wisdom. I wanted to come out together. So self-forgiveness. I accept myself for who I am. I forgive myself for my mistakes and use them to become stronger. Exactly. You've done the healing. Don't go backwards. Don't self-loathe. Don't allow people to trigger you. If that person triggers you, you don't need to be around them, point blank, period. Listening. I am interested and open to what others have to offer. I'm caring and attentive listener. So just in your time alone, just when you're regrouping and dating, or, if you are dating right now, that might have been a problem in the past, listening, because there was that temperance issue or whatever. So, effectively listen, openly and compassionately listen. without having to respond. Sometimes it takes us to take that personal, part of it out of the equation, and act like we're a friend or a stranger to hear somebody and not get offended, because it does take understanding, and we won't get so upset. Happiness. There are so many things in my life to be happy about. I choose to be happy in this moment. And don't forget to always see the blessing in any situation, the silver lining on the cloud. It's not to be naive. It's not just to be positive. It is also to manifest your blessings, because if you can make it in any situation, guess what? You go to the next phase. It's like you pass the test. Wisdom. I cherish and nurture the wisdom that life provides me. I will never stop learning and improving, which goes back to, what we talked about earlier. You are a teacher and a student of life. Continue doing that, because you will always be able to manifest and get what you want. Don't look back in the past, because those are also lessons as well. You've learned something, and if you look at it like that, you'll continue to learn, and you'll continue to be blessed. So you haven't just changed into the person you're supposed to be, and this is it. You're continuing to change. So I'm excited for the journey. I think that's it.